Welcome back, everybody. Robert with Occupancy Boost. In today's video, I'm going to cover your reply score in the Booking.com extranet. I'm going to show you why responding to guest messages in a timely manner has a big impact on your property's revenues. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one. I'm going to switch screens and show you guys how to get this done and improve your revenues through guest requests. Okay, I'm on a Booking.com article. I've got the link for this article in the description below, but I'm going to run through this with you here. It's a pretty short article, and it just kind of gives hoteliers an insight on how to understand the reply score. I'm not going to really read through this whole thing. It is very short, and like I said, you guys can go to the link and read through it, but I just want to touch on a couple key points. They tell you how they calculate your reply score for your hotel. Let me show you guys where reply score, what they mean by reply score. If you go to the extranet here and you go to your inbox and you go to the drop-down reservation messages, that's what they're calculating your reply score on, is how quickly you get back to these guests that have reservations that are asking questions about your property. And Booking.com is very stringent on this, and for good reason. Obviously, if somebody's making a reservation at your property and they have a question, you need to take care of the guests. It's not always a matter of taking care of the guests when they arrive at your hotel and when they're staying with you, but it's also the process starts right after the reservation is made, is the way they look at it. So they want you to start taking care of the guests immediately. And if the guest has a question, obviously it's important to the guest and it's important to Booking.com that you get back to that guest in a timely manner. It just shows that you've, that you're taking better care of the guests from the beginning of the reservation till after they check out. And they do weigh your score. They give you a score on this, and I'm going to show you how it affects you here. It tells you right here, it says your reply score is updated daily. Okay, so this is a score that's updated every day and reflects the percentage of messages you've replied to within 24 hours for the past 30 days. So they take the past 30 days of messages and they calculate how many of those guests you got back to within a 24-hour time frame. Now, I think 24 hours is really generous. Obviously, if you've got a front desk at your hotel that has access to the extranet, they could check this at least twice a day. And that would, obviously it would keep you at 100% reply score. So I think that 24 hours is very generous. So it's the past 30 days worth of messages, and they check to see how many of those guests you got back to within 24 hours. Now down here, it tells you, where you can find your reply score. Let me show you where that's housed. Well, I already showed you where that's housed at here under inbox and the reservation messages. But let me show you guys why this score is so important and what it's going to do for you. If you go down over here to the analytics tab, and I like to go view reply score right here in the ranking dashboard. Now you can go to your inbox, your reply score, it's based on a 0 to 100%. It's going to be housed, your score is going to be housed under these reservation messages. So you can look at your reply score every time you go in and respond to a guest. I personally like to go into this analytics section, and that's where I'm going to take you guys, and go to ranking dashboard. And that's what this page looks like right here, this ranking dashboard. Now, if you scroll down here to the search results, this is where your reply score is calculated into your search results. Now, what are search results? Very, very, very important thing, and you're going to see why here in a second. I went in Booking.com and did a random search for Orlando, Florida, okay? And I just picked a random date, and there's 478 properties in Orlando. Now, a customer looking for a room in Orlando, Florida is not going to scroll through all 478 hotels on Booking.com and decide which one they want to book. They've done a lot of studies on this, and what most guests will do is they'll pick a hotel within the top 15 or 20 hotels or properties in their search. Now, a guest can do a filtered search in here, and they can search by rate, and they can search by review scores, et cetera, et cetera. But most of the people, when they go into Booking.com and search for a hotel or a place to stay, they're going to basically do a generic search just like I did. So you want to fall within the first, 15, or your goal should be to be the first 15 or 20 hotels in a search in whatever city that your property resides in. And these search results have nothing to do, where these hotels are placed, have nothing to do with their rates. As you can see, let me scroll down here a little bit. The top hotel here is $113. There's a Days Inn here that's number 2 for $89. You've got a Holiday Inn for $89. And if I keep scrolling down, you've even got a 2-star hotel for $63. It's number 5. So out of the 478 hotels in Orlando, Florida, this property that's 2 stars for $63 is actually the 5th choice out of all 478. That is very, very impressive. Now this score, or where these hotels fall within the search results, are all accumulation of your search results score right here on this ranking dashboard. And as you can see, the property that we're on is number 22 out of 101 in Little Rock, Arkansas. Pretty good. So they're almost in the top 20 of all the hotels that are in Little Rock, which is good. Now, your search results score has something to do with a lot of different things, and it tells you here in the ranking dashboard the factors that influence your score. Now, it has to do with conversion, your average rate, your cancellations, but the big thing, and the whole thing this video revolves around, is your reply score. Now, you can see this hotel, actually, I'll be honest with you, this is a pretty good reply score. Their reply score is 80%. The area average is 60%. Now, obviously, there's room for improvement, but you can see that a reply score is going to determine where your hotel falls on this page of properties in your city. So it's a very, very important thing to get back to guests when they have questions and answer those questions. And like I said, I think a lot of hotels don't realize how easy this is. All you have to do, if you have front desk staff, like I said, you can have the morning shift and the evening shift go in one time and check the messages. You could also, if you're a property that doesn't have a lot of staff, just make it a point to go in there twice a day. I mean, the guests are going to have the question, and they're going to ask the question when they get to the hotel. And I know for a fact that some guests can get pretty upset if their questions aren't answered and they get to the property and ask that question and it wasn't what they thought. They didn't get the answer that they liked. So that's why your reply score is so very, very important. Now, there's other things that influence your score, such as your reviews, your property page score, which is how your content is set up in the extranet. And I've done videos on that in the past. But this reply score plays a big part in how your hotel is ranked on the internet on Booking.com. So you can kind of see why it's so important to get back to guests. So I think a lot of us probably sit there and think, I don't have to worry about it. They can just ask the question when they get to the hotel, or it's probably not important question. Don't have to really worry about that part of the guest experience or the extranet or log into the extranet that much. Well, it is a big deal because it affects where your hotel falls on the internet. And like I said, this hotel has really good search results. This is actually good, 22 out of 101. There's obviously room for improvement. If they got the reply score up to 100%, they may fall within the top 20 or even better. Okay. And your reviews have something to do with it as well. You can see the reviews for this property are low. If they got the reviews up, they would, definitely they'd move up in the search results. So there's a lot of different things that, affect your placement on the internet, just besides your rate and just besides, other things that you may think affect your score. It's not always what you think. And, conversion and property page score are all things that affect your hotel's placement on Booking.com. Your property page score, like I said, has to do with content and has to do with photos. And your conversion is how often your hotel got viewed and then got converted into a booking. So this has an influence. Now, if your hotel has good pictures, their content's good, and the rate is in a good position, you're obviously going to have better conversions. So everything in here kind of takes care of itself, but you got a lot of control over all of these different things. There's really nothing in here that you don't have control over as a property owner or a property manager. So it's very, very important to get a handle on these. And like I said, the reason I did this video is so you guys can understand how much of a difference or how much of an impact a reply score, just replying to a guest, can make for your property. And it's really not that difficult to do, as you can see. That's all I have for now. If you like this video, please click the like button and share it with your friends or colleagues. If there's anybody that you know that could benefit from this video, and I've got more to come, please subscribe to my channel to get notified when my next video comes out. Have a great one. Thanks.